What is going on? One, two, three. Are we live? Are we live?
Yep.
Okay, on my end, it's saying off air, but I'm going to follow what you guys are saying. Guys, I have to use my phone because my, my mouse I left at my job, my remote mouse. My mouse pad on my computer doesn't work, and I was here trying to use the tab button, and the tab button just doesn't go everywhere you want it to go. So, I'm not one to get frustrated. I just handle the situation. Anyway, my name is Terrence Freeman, founder of Team Blitz, and I'm sorry for the little small screen, but you know what? You always got to take action. You never let circumstances just get in the way. You just figure things out and just do it at the end of the day. So, I'm from New York City, originally born, raised, um, dropped out of high school, didn't graduate, didn't go to college, did stuff that I shouldn't have done. Long story short, 2 years of my time the state got from me, and once my son was born, my life totally changed. It was just all about him and making sure that I am always there to provide for him. So the purpose for this hangout and the topic and why I said that it's important how you maintain your attitude is crucial to your business. And I don't care what business you're doing. If you're on here doing a multi-level marketing company, if you're on here watching and you're doing an affiliates program, if you're on here watching in your mom and pop shop, you all know that an attitude is crucial. And if you have a bad attitude constantly, every day, and you carry that with you, you're going to carry that with and obviously drag it with you and drag it your team, drag it into your workforce, drag it into your employers, drag it into the employees, it just becomes a drag. So it's important that you guys keep in mind that your attitude is everything in your business. Regardless if you're having a bad guys, I've had many bad days. But I've learned to exercise the fact that if I dwell on having a bad day, guess what? It's just going to give me a stinking ass attitude. And everyone else around me won't like it. Everyone else around me won't like the way I speak to them. Anyone, I mean, you can even see it within yourselves. Some of you guys had attitudes before, right? I mean, some of us have, been pushed to the limit. And I mean, even with work, some of us have 9 to 5s, and we get attitudes from our boss that in turns, reflects on us, right? We absorb it and we pass it on. It's like passing the wire, right? But instead of passing the wire to inspire, people are just passing the wire to stay with a stinking ass attitude. And this is why a lot of people fail in this industry, is because they jump in a business, right? They get discouraged. They got a good attitude at first, right? They have a great attitude, right? And then within a couple of days, the attitude stinks. It goes down. Why? Because they think about the money. They don't focus on helping others. They constantly are saying to themselves, "Oh my God, I didn't get anybody today. I didn't get anybody today." But what did you do to actually go out into the workforce or into the marketplace to get someone into your business? Because you know the stink ass attitude, there won't be no business. No one is gonna come see you. So it's the same day when Nessa had his restaurant. Had Nessa opened up his restaurant and people walking into his restaurant and seen his stinking ass attitude face, guess what? They're gonna walk out. And look, don't mind the word ass. It's not a deep cuss word, trust me. At the end of the day, guys, your attitude is crucial to your business. Even some of the people who I know in the industry, who I've known, failed, gotten up, failed, and gotten up. Why? Because of their great attitude and because of the belief that they have in themselves. A great example is Mike Hernandez. Another example is, hold on, I just got a text from my mom. Okay. Um, Another example is Ernesto Sylvain. I mean, I know so many marketers. Joe Lashardi. All of these guys has taught me one thing, guys. And this is when I was in the previous market company that I was in before. And that is that if your attitude stinks, so will your business. Regardless if you're not making sales, regardless if no money's coming in, there's two things why that happens. It's either because you're not following up or reaching out, or you're not promoting. Because even the people promote, even the people do promote, they go through these obstacles, guys. I mean, I know big dogs in this industry that promote 10x mode, and don't get the results that they want, but their attitude stays the same. They don't turn it into a stink attitude because they didn't get the results. They went in, figured out the situation, fixed the problem, and become the solution to the problem. That is important. That is what's going to bring a great attitude. At the end of the day, it's like, what are the most things that us humans need? We need food, we need water, we need oxygen to breathe, right? And we need money, right? Now, what would be the most important thing that we need? And that would be food, right? Because that shit is all around us. All the food is all around us. All of the oxygen is all around us. The money, everything's all around us. We're just not seeing it. You know, people are just not seeing it. So this is what I'm saying, that your attitude reflects on your business. Your attitude, if your attitude is all about me, it's a stink attitude. It doesn't go far. If your attitude is I want, it doesn't go far. If your attitude is, look, I don't care about that person, they can go to hell, and that's the constant attitude, you don't go far. You have to realize where you stand in your mindset with clarity and knowing the things that you want. But at the same time, you have to have a clear, great attitude. And not just a good attitude. You got to have a great attitude. That's what I sent to my list tonight. I said, this is not even about having a good attitude. This is about having a great attitude. Because what's good just isn't good enough. And I know many of you heard that before. What's good just isn't good enough. Okay, I just saw that. I just saw it went live right now. Okay, I don't know. Could be a glitch on the phone. I don't know, man. But it definitely got me uptight because I totally forgot my mouse, and I can't believe I did it. And but you know, it happens. It happens. You can't get stressed over it, right? You just got to keep moving forward. By any means, anyway, I am super excited because I'll be going to Vegas Tuesday morning. And I can't wait to leave the city alone for a little bit, open up, be out by the desert, be out with my friends, be out with my business partner, be out there with my team members here on the panel, be out there with the people who keep and make sure that I maintain a great attitude. Because we all need each other, guys. We all need each other. Look at the person with the stink-ass attitude. They're either by themselves, they have no family, they got no wife, they go to the bar constantly, drown themselves in stink-ass attitude mode. I mean, think about it. Look, I go to the bar a couple times too, but I don't go to the bar to drown myself in my problems. No, I'm going to have a great time with fellow coworkers, with fellow business people that I'm involved with. That's what I go to the bar for. And mind you, this is like maybe twice a month or maybe once a month. I rarely do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't drown my sorrows, right? Or I'm not going to drown my great attitude, right, indulged in liquor or alcohol because my attitude stinks. And how many people go to the bar for even that? Because the business didn't happen today, because the sales meeting didn't go right today, because the person I followed up with today did not join. Hey, the attitude will shift. People get discouraged, they get disappointed, and guess what? That emotion, when it stays with you, it resonates. It resonates within your body, fiber, your soul, guys. And let me tell you, that's why you see a lot of people that are very, very difficult. It becomes so difficult for them to get out of what they already put themselves in, right? Because once you cave into your stink-ass attitude, right? Once you cave into that, guess what? Everything else around you, just like I said earlier, is going to stink. The people you're going to be meeting are going to have the same attitude. You guys are going to be great company because misery loves company. Believe it or not, misery loves company, and it's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So if you're watching this and you have a bad attitude, look, let me help you snap out of it, right? And all you need to do right now, guys, is just click the link down below, enter your email, put in your name, your information, and let's get you started. Let's get you shifted towards a greater attitude, because I know many people who I even spoke with today and yesterday, okay, on follow-ups, and a lot of these people have a little bit of a off attitude because of what they had to because of what they dealt with in their past and in their business past. You know what I mean? And our job as entrepreneurs, as bloggers, as people from Empower Network is to empower lives. That's what we do, guys. I'm not here to pitch you anything. I'm let you know, guys, that without what we have, you're going to have a hard time doing what it is you're doing, because everybody else is doing it the same way. Every other company does it the same way. They tell their distributors to go out there and do it the same way. So can you imagine how many thousands, hundreds of thousands, tens of hundreds of thousands of people going in and doing the same thing? The only difference is with Empower Network is a small community of about 250,000 affiliates, and no, we are all not doing the same thing. There might be a few newbies that get started that way, but you start becoming creative. Why? Because of the products and the modules and the trainings that we have in Empower Network. And what do you think those products and those trainings are going to do for your attitude? Because you cannot create a stink-ass attitude when you're reading that type of stuff that's giving you value, that's going to help you make 1,000, 10,000 a month, 15,000 a month. And that's only if you believe it. Because if your attitude stinks right now and you don't believe that you can make 10 grand a month, then you got problems. If you don't have $1,000 in your bank account right now, then you have problems. It might be your attitude. If you don't have $500 in your bank account right now, it's your attitude. It's nothing else. It's nothing else. It's not your dream. It's not motivation. No, it's your stink-ass attitude. And that's the truth. People stay broke mostly because of their stink-ass attitude. And whatever stinks, stays, man. That shit stays. Okay? Look what happens to the flies when they land on shit. They love that shit. They love flying and landing on shit. Why? Because it smells like shit. You don't want to be surrounded by flies, man. All right? You don't want to be surrounded by flies. And I'm keeping it real right here with you guys. I'm telling you guys, if you guys continue with the same ass stink attitude, you guys are not going to go nowhere. That goes for people in Team Blitz. That goes for people who are watching this. That goes for the people who are watching, of course, in Australia. You guys are all my friends. At the same time, though, nobody affects my attitude. Yeah, we might get shifted a bit and be like, oh my God, why this happened to me today? But you got to shift that thought. You got to shift that mindset, because only us control this. It's not the heart controls the mind. It truly isn't. You know what I'm saying? Your spirit, your embodiment is in the brain. Your body dies. This will continue going, guys. This will continue going. Your body goes. That thing will deteriorate. But what's inside of your brain is what's going to go, guys. So how really, really, really concerned are you about your business? How really concerned are you about your attitude? Is your attitude getting in the way of you generating the amount of money that you want in your business, or even in your mom and pop shop? You can be a person of construction. You can be a contractor watching this. You're not getting the customers that you have because maybe you have a stink-ass attitude. And maybe it's not for you. Because I tell you one thing, I used to be a brick mason. I love working with my hands. But one thing I couldn't deal with was having a micromanager. And that micromanager gave me a stink attitude. It gave me an attitude of not wanting to lay bricks anymore. It gave me an attitude of not wanting to be at work anymore. But I had to be there regardless in order to put food on the table. But I thank God for my friend Leandro, who introduced me to this industry, because I knew this industry back in the days. My mom used to do it, but my mom struggled with it. So I knew not to get into that. I just saw my mom struggled with it. I didn't take initiative as a young man to go into the network marketing industry and try to build an empire. No. I tried to do it in the street, which, 85% of the chance just doesn't work. And even if you do, you're going to get killed because someone wants to take what you have, always. Even if it's legit, you always got to be careful, right? Because if someone sees you flossing, doing it all good, even with a great attitude, there's always someone with a bad attitude ready to take what you got, right? Believe it or not. Believe it or not. So it's not even a street thing. It's not a legit thing. It's just a people's thing. And a lot of it has to do with attitude. So if your attitude right now is simply in the way, look, get started with us today. By the end of this week, your attitude will be totally shifted. Why? Because you have some money in your pocket generated with us, with Team Blitz, with Empower Network. And as long as you continue having that great attitude, you will generate the income. Okay, I'm going to Vegas on money that has been generated by Empower Network. Not my job money, not the money that I got to pay my rent for in this apartment, not my food money, none of it. And the hotel is paid. So it's like I am good money. Why? Because I have a great attitude, and the money's just becoming greater. And that's why I said good money, because the money ain't great yet. The money's not where I want it to be right now. It's not where it should be right now. But my great attitude is what's going to generate that great income, guys. So with that being said, I'm gonna pass the mic over to Teresa. Teresa, the floor is yours, beautiful.
Awesome. Thank you, Terrence. My name is Teresa Kaiser, and I'm coming to you from the state of Wisconsin. As you can see, Team Blitz is all over the nation, world. Our team is actually expanding into the world now, outside of the United States and internationally. So, today's broadcast actually is about attitude, and the thing that I wanted to talk about is I see so many people when they start a network marketing business or any kind of business, but let's start with network marketing as an example, okay? In one of the audios in our company we listen to, you know, someone says, oh, how's that internet marketing thing going for you? You know, what's it all about? Well, it's not really working for me, so it probably won't work for you either. And that's attitude. That's a stinky attitude. And it's an attitude that you should never have, okay? People are attracted to you, okay? So I'm going to give you a couple examples, and I want you to take a look at this now. Would you rather join someone that is very upbeat and, you know, ready to go and all of that, or would you rather be with someone that says, hi, my name is, and you can barely hear them at all, you know? It's either you're going to join their energy or you're going to join that they're excited about something, like, I'm excited about this all the time, and you know what? I may just have had the crappiest day before I get on this broadcast. You don't know that. And I don't have to share that with you. I can, because I am a real person, you know? So far it's been all right. But attitude is everything. You know, if you let your attitude come out, and, you know, like Terrence was saying, you know, he's had some bad experiences, but do you let it slow you down and stop you? No, you don't. Life is going to give you challenges, but keep in mind, whatever your attitude is going to be the attitude of your team as well. Team, employees, really good example for like mom and pop shops. If you have employees, okay, maybe you get a new employee, and I've seen this before too. A really old, I can't think of who wrote it, but there's a book out there, it's called Pushing Up People. And when you actually encourage your team members or, you know, people that work for you, rather than come down upon them, I know that's the worst feeling in the world. When you work someplace and somebody comes up behind you and says, you, what are you doing? How long have you been on that call? Why are you doing this? It's like, get off my shoulder. That is like the worst thing, you know. And that attitude of that person who is managing you rubs off, not only onto you, but now onto your team members, because as soon as, you know, the boss, Sally, Joe, or whatever their name is, walks away, you're going to go, what the hell's his problem? And then it's going to be the lunch gossip, because that's what happens in the workplace. So whether it be team members or whether it be, you know, people that work for you, maybe somebody makes a mistake. But you know what? If you always choose to come down upon someone for the things that they're not doing right, they're not going to be successful. If you want, in any business, okay, building a team of employees, you know, anything, if you recognize employees for things that they are really good at and their strong points, you know, I really like how you do this, you know, and maybe later on you can mention, you know, well, maybe you could change this or that. That, I believe, is the proper way in management, whether it be in teams or in management, doesn't matter. Now, in teams support each other, okay? I could sit here and recruit reps, you know, all day long and say, oh, good, money, 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 and then go, who are you? What number are you? Oh, okay, whatever. Your whole team is going to have that same attitude. The whole team. You have got to, A, know that your team knows your story. I mean, when you're starting out, you're going to be small, right? But they're going to know your story, your purpose, your why, and that you're there to help them. I would hope that you're there to help your team. And if you're not, you're in the wrong business. A lot of people think that in the attitude that, and this is attitude also, your attitude in your business. Okay, so let's go into online marketing business. You're in online marketing, what are you here for? If it's just money, you might as well exit now. It has to be, the money's nice, but it has to be a purpose. You know, what is your purpose behind it? You know, I'm here to make sure that, you know, you achieve this or that, or, you know, and make sure that people see that in your call to actions, on your blog posts, on your Instagram. Everything should be congruent What does congruent mean, in case some of you don't know? So if I bring you to a page and it says, my purpose is to help 10 people live their life passionately and live a freedom lifestyle, let me show you how, and you're presenting a problem and you have the answer to their problem, and then they see it on the next page, all the way through, that's congruent. And again, that's your attitude, because you have to show that you believe in what you do. Attitude is more than just being a crab ass. Attitude is, I believe in this, I'm doing this, I'm not stopping doing this, and I enjoy it. And I think there's a saying, if you love what you do and you do what you love, you're really not working. I think that's how it goes. But it's a famous quote. I may have botched that up a little bit, but a lot of people say, well, I hate my job. Okay, well, why aren't you doing something that you love? Well, I don't know, because my mother and brother and sister and father think I should do this or that. Okay, well, good for you. Time to change your attitude. You didn't get everything done today that you wanted to. There's no reason to be a crab about it. Just change your attitude. Attitude is crucial in everything. I mean, it affects people around you. It affects how everything, especially in my household here. I mean, if you're crabby, there's like 3 or 4 other people that are going to realize that, and then everyone else is going to be crabby. And so I'm a single mom of 2 and a stepmother of 4. And so everything gets really busy here. And so when one person gets an attitude, it doesn't work. Well, think about that in your workplace, okay? One person gets an attitude, like I was talking about. You're actually starting a chain reaction. Like the game Tin Can, or, you talk in the tin can and the story changes. Well, by the time the person in the next cubicle hears how Joe Schmo or Sally or whatever stood behind you and micromanaged you and ticked you off, and you went and told someone else in the lunchroom, and did you hear so-and-so? The attitude just doesn't even pay off, because by the end of the day, you could either have your butt fired from starting gossip or whatever. I mean, if you're told to do something at your job, unfortunately, you have to do it. And if it's something that you don't like, then that attitude, you have to say, okay, the only person that can't fire me is me. So if you work for yourself, I guess you could try firing yourself, but I would really like to see a video of that, because that might be an interesting thing to watch. Okay, so attitude is everything. If you guys want to, visit my blog, you can certainly do that. You can find me in Team Blitz. I'm on Instagram with my name. I'm on Twitter with my name. I'm on Periscope with my name. Make sure you brand yourself, and please, as a last statement here, don't have a bad attitude, because once your name is out there with a bad attitude, or you're the person that was out there, broadcasting intoxicated and whatever, just attitude it's important. It's very, very important in business. So, and Nestor is going to be coming up next here, and he actually ran a business, and so did I as well. I actually ran a computer store for 8 years, fixing computers and web design. And it was a retail store. And so when people came in, they're all mad because their computer was not working right or whatever, and I don't know what's wrong with it. Well, that's okay. We'll take a look at it, But if I would have said, well, I don't know what's wrong with it either, they're probably going to take it back out the door and go, well, I ain't taking it to her, And that's how business goes, all right? So if someone came to you and said, hey, I'd be really interested in what it is that you're doing, and if you go, well, it ain't working for me, why the hell would it work for you? They're really not going to join you. I can promise you, And even if someone asks you, how is it working for you, you can easily say, well, I can be honest with you, and, maybe I didn't do what I should have here or there, but I have the guidelines to show you how to do it. And sometimes, here's the other thing that I want to tell you really quick. Sometimes if you buddy up with someone and you're in the same industry, that is actually something that's going to push your attitude, because you have someone that keeps you accountable, kind of like an exercise partner. Hey, did you do your squats today? No. Come on, let's go, And that's what Team Blitz is. We actually push and motivate each other and say, you know what, when you're not doing something, I noticed you didn't do this today, or where have you been? Or, we check up on each other. So attitude is everything, and attitude actually can help you gain more friends. Be friendly, and people are attracted to people with a better attitude. You have to like yourself before other people will like you. So, Nestor, you want to come out and share some things that you have about attitude in business, maybe some experiences you've had, and maybe some tips that people could benefit from by changing the attitude that they have towards business or life or whatever it is.
Yes, hi, how you guys doing? My name is Nestor Dome from the MakeMoneyFromHomeThat.com, and like Teresa was saying about her computer business, I've worked in restaurants for a long time, and I own my own restaurant for a long time, and so one of the things that I remember is that when people were coming in, they expect a certain amount of great attitude, a certain amount of great service, right? And if you don't give them that, then you don't get that, right? But one of the things that I really wanted to kind of talk about, that I got something right here, like a little breakthrough from one of the stuff that Teresa was talking about, is I always hear how people, they say in the network marketing industry, right? And they say, hey, you know what? When you come into the network marketing industry, people don't join products or services, they join people, right? But the breakthrough that I just got is kind of like, you know what? Teresa was talking about energy and was talking about this. It's like, that's not true either. That's not true either. People don't join people. People join the energy that person has, actually. So people are joining actually the energy, not necessarily the person. So when you just kind of think about that, it's just kind of, you gotta get a breakthrough, because you just think about it. If people were joining people, then anybody who will come in with a great attitude or something like that, or whatever, they will start joining. But it's not just the great attitude you're gonna have; it's your energy that you're gonna bring into the table, right? Are you motivated? Are you excited about the product? Are you just kind of like yes, we're going somewhere, right? You have the energy and the essence of like, we're going somewhere. What? Team Blitz is going somewhere. Team Blitz is helping 100 people become free every single year, right? That's where we're going. We want to become that, right? And also, apart from that, Empower Network has this energy, this great energy, that you want to become part of that. Because David Wood, what his energy is like, he wants to become he wants to create 100 millionaires a year, and we're going towards that, right? And to be able to become that, we have to come up with bigger, better products, right? We have to become a better company, and we have to become a company that's making $1 billion in sales or more, right? And so that type of energy just kind of motivates you and just starts to get you into your heart, and you just want to move forward, right? So you join energy, not necessarily people, right? You join the energy that is moving forward, right? And this is what I started to think, right? David Wood is over here talking, and he's motivating us, and he's talking about it in our private, masterminds that we have, right? Once you become an affiliate, you're gonna be able to, be in this thing, and in this fire and this energy that he has, right? And I'm just thinking, I'm like, you know what? Most people tend to quit this industry too fast, too often, right? They move from business to business. Average is the average shows that on an average, most people in 4 months, they're already jumping to another business. And in another 4 months, you're to another business, right? But yet, the network marketing business is the only business out there in the world that creates more 6-figure earners, more 7-figure earners, more than the NFL, more than the movie industry, more than anything. Just think about that, right? So you're over here, jumping from business to business, when here in Team Blitz, we're helping 100 people, right, become free. And we are gonna be part of that millionaire, right? This is what I'm thinking, right? David was talking about him, making 100 millionaires a year, and I just started to think and sit down. I was like, what does that really mean? Like, what does that mean to me and my family and my team members, right? I was like, you know what? If you're part of this, if you're part of the Empowerment, if you're in, and if you're all in, right, you get into the events and you stay in there. Here's the thing: he's gonna create 100 millionaires a year, because he's created every goal that he's ever put in there. And if you stay long enough, you will become one of those millionaires. I mean, that's what I was thinking. I was like, it might not happen in a year or 2, but I was just like, if he gets there, once he gets there, once he is creating 100, he's popping out 100 millionaires a year, 100 millionaires a year, 100 millionaires a year, right? I was just like, wow, you know what? Dang, I can taste it. I can taste this stuff, because it's like 100 millionaires. I mean, imagine, it's like how many $500,000 people are going to be there? How many six-figure earners are going to be there? How many, five-figure earners are going to be there, right? You can just kind of imagine this stuff, right? So I mean, it's kind of like that. That's kind of what I was thinking. My chair's kind of breaking right now, so I'm probably gonna fall. Oh yeah, I'm gonna fall totally, but that's okay because I'm just so excited, right? And here's a story that reminds me of about what I want to say a little bit about right now, right? It's this guy, right? And he's multiple figure earner. He's a very successful business owner, right? And he's grinding and grinding, right, and making the money. And so he says, you know what, I need a vacation. I'm gonna just calm down, take a vacation. I'm gonna go down to Mexico, a nice secluded little area where I can just relax and be by myself and clear my air, and so I can go back, and grind it up again, right? And this guy's multimillionaire, right? Very, very good in business. And he goes out to Mexico, and he's kind of like going out with the local scenery, and he's relaxing, and he sees this one gentleman, right? This one Mexican person right here, who every day he goes out into his little fishing boat, and he goes out and he sees him little by little, the boat gets smaller and smaller until it disappears in the horizon. Then he comes back in the afternoon and takes out his fish and goes to the market, and he's seeing this going back and forth, and he approaches him. He's like, hey, you know what? It's like, can I ask you something? He's like, yeah, sure. It's like, how do you live your life? It's like, oh, what do you do on a daily basis right here? What is it that you're going, for fishing? What's going on? He's like, oh, you know what, yeah, senor, with his little, Mexican English accent or something, right? You can imagine this, talking to this, to this person, to this business person, and he starts to say, you know what? It's like I go out and I fish for maybe half a day, right? And I bring enough fish not only to to be able to feed my family, feed my friends, but I have enough to just hey, enjoy my life a little bit, right? And when I get here, I go to the market, I sell it, I get all that stuff, then I go and take a little siesta, I go to sleep, with my family. Then we wake up in the afternoon and we go to downtown and we hang out, right? And what you guys do over there? It's like, oh, we hang out, we play some music, maybe we just talk, buy around the beers with friends and everything, just laugh, have a good time. And then, I go to sleep and I wake up and I do it all over again, every single day, right? And he's like, and so how much do you make in this, this fish boat? I mean, it's like, well, yeah, I make, pretty good money. And he's like, well, what about, it's like, I'm a business owner, right? And and I see potential in you, and I see potential in your stuff because I see how much fish you're bringing in and the little amount of time that you're bringing them in. Right, so he's like, oh, well, what do you mean? It's like, well, look, why don't you do this? Why don't you spend a little bit more time out there, a couple of more hours, right, fishing, bring an extra fish, so that way you can get extra money, right? Once you get that extra money, he says, in maybe in a year or so, you're gonna have enough money to be able to buy maybe a couple other fishing boats, right? Once you do that, grab those fishing boats, put some employees in there. Now you're going to have way more money. After that, if you want to really grow it, it's like you can go out, maybe go to like Los Angeles or New York or something and go ask for like these banks for big enough money so you can really like put this into an industry, maybe get your own little factory where you can pack the fish, and maybe like in 15 to 20 years, you're going to have so much money that you're going to be able to, do whatever you want, right? So one day you can be able to do whatever you want, right? And the guy's kind of thinking about that. I was like, well, why would I want to do that? And he's all like, well, so you can do whatever you want. Like, what is it that you want to do? And so the fisherman, turns around and like, well, senor, right? It's like, what I want to do is just go out fishing for a little while, come in, be able to bring in, because that's, and sell the fish, take a siesta, go downtown, spend some time with my family and friends, and then do it all over again and just relax, and so it's kind of like so the whole point is that you don't have to spend 20 years to go out there building a huge business. The time consumption that you're gonna have, right? The energy that you're gonna put into it when you just want to have something, right? And the whole point about the story is basically because you don't really want, like, people like, Darren was saying about this stuff, like, when you're talking about business, right, when you're talking about money, when you want to be an entrepreneur, when you want a job, it's not the amount of money, it's not the money that's important. And why do we say that, right? It's like, well, it is important because I want to pay the bills and I want to pay the light bill. Yeah, fine. But why do you want extra money? Why do you want, $1 million in the bank? Just ask yourself that, right? It's not that you want $1 million in the bank. It's what that $1 million represents to you, right? So what you want to do is not money, but what you believe that money can do for your life. That's really what you want. So the whole point is that, instead of chasing the money, instead of chasing all these things, why don't you start chasing the life you want, right? Why don't you start getting energy? See, that's why sometimes probably don't feel motivated, because you're doing it in a way that is not motivated to you. You're doing it in a way that sucks, and that's why you start to have this bad attitude, right? Because you're like, this sucks, man. I don't like. Like in network marketing, right? We're talking about, a lot of businesses and everything, but, we talk more to the network marketer, right here. And how do people teach other network marketers how to do it? They do it in an old-fashioned way because they didn't have technology, right? And then even though it works, it's a really sucky way to do it that gets you really on an unmotivated kind of situation, right? Because here's the thing, it's kind of like, not only do you have to work a full-time job, you have to, now you have a part-time business that you got to build. And the way you have to build it is by going out of your house still, staying away more from your family and friends, right? So you can go out there and talk to total strangers, right? And you got to put in the grind. You got to invite them to a home meeting or a hotel meeting. So you're spending time on the car, going from home to hotel, right? And, just so you can invite a couple of people who most people are not going to join, right? And then then if it does start working, then you start getting busy because you have to start doing all these three-way calls and spending time doing all these things. It's kind of like it's not very appealing. It's not very appealing, right? It's not like how the real dream, right? So I love to talk about this stuff because I'm living a life that I created for me. Okay, it's not like a spectacular life. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like a millionaire yet, right? I'm not a millionaire yet or something. But I am very proud of the life that I created because I created it how I wanted to create it, right? From working from home and everything, right? Because I started to follow and go for the lifestyle, not for the money, right? I was watching this video that I shared on my blog. If you guys want to go to the makemoneyfromhome.com, it's a blog. It's from Eric Worre, right, from Network Marketing Pro, and he's interviewing this other gentleman from another network company, and it struck me because here in Empower Network we teach online marketing tactics to use in any kind of business, specifically network marketing, right? And David Wood's always like, hey, 2 sales a day, 2 sales a day, 2 sales a day. Believe that 2 sales a day and sponsoring 2 people a day is can happen, and believe it, right? And guess what? There was one day that I sponsored people, right? But there's one day I sponsored 3 in a day, and I was like, wow! It's kind of like I not only was it 2, it was 3, right? It was 3 in just one day, right? And in 1 month, one of the months I sponsored, I got 150 leads and I made 11 sales, right? I was just like struck. It's like, wow, 11 sales. And the reason I'm talking about this is because when I watch these network marketers, this guy who's a top level marketer, he's a top producer in his company, right? He's making it happen. That's why Eric Worre was, interviewing him, and he's talking about that. He's like, oh, I sponsor 2 to 3 people a month, and that's really very easily. And I'm like, 2 to 3 people a month. I was like, are you guys still talking about 2 to 3 people a month? And this is coming from a top producer in the network marketing industry, somebody who really knows what he's doing. 2 to 3 people a month. I'm not trying to put him down. He's great. I mean, hey, he's better than me because he's making way more money than I am, right? I can't really talk any smack about him because he knows what he's doing, right? I'm not trying to put him down or anything. But in my mind, it's like, wow, how hard is that? How freaking difficult is that? 2 to 3 people a month? I mean, is that what you're teaching people? I mean, it's just kind of like that energy right there. See that energy? At least to me, was like, whoa, it's like put off. I was like, I'm not gonna spend, all these hours, to get just 2 to 3 people a month, right? It's just kind of like, there's no way, right? It's like there has to be a better way, right? And the reason they talk about this stuff is because still, like, I will say like maybe 95% or even more of the network marketing industry doesn't know or doesn't want to believe or doesn't want to accept that online is real Online marketing can be very powerful for your business, and it's happening for a lot of people. I mean, David Wood has been sponsoring like 3 to 4 or more a day since like years, right? And there's people who do it all the time in the Power Network, right? And it's like, it's like we do it all the time. So it's kind of like, I know that this is real. Like I said, I don't want to put anybody down because, hey, who am I to put anybody down? I'm nobody, right? They're making the millions, right? I'm barely starting, and who am I, right? So, but what I'm saying is that I know what's happened to me. I know what's happening to me. I know what's happening to the people that are joining the Power Network, and all of a sudden they're starting to sponsor 2 a day, and it's just like mind-blowing. And when I hear still people in the network marketing talking about 2 to 3 people being good a month, it's just kind of like, whoa, wait a minute, man. It's just kind of like, there's a better way, right? There's a better way, and it's online. It's a Power Network, and Power Network is going to teach you how to do that. And Power Network is going to be able to fill your mind with the right information in order for you to be able to, boom, hit it, right? Be able to have that energy, right? Be able to have the motivation to be able to just sponsor 2 to 3 people a day. Right? I mean, and it's very simple. It's very simple. It's not a complicated process. We're not talking about going out there and talking to strangers. We're not going out there, making meetings and people, going from, driving around the whole city, making appointments, right, with one person by one person. No, we're talking about simple stuff like inviting people to this hangout, right? Capturing people in an email list and sending them emails, right? And learning how to do that. I mean, how easy it is to be able to just sit down, right? And if you're all in a Power Network, you're gonna get access to what is called the all-in library. And these are it's a library where basically it's a recipe, right? And they're putting new recipes every single time from top earner cooks, right? And what it teaches you is the top, the top strategies that these people are using now, SEO, basic Google, YouTube, advertising, all these things, SEO, solo ads, all that stuff, right? So you go into this library and you pick your stuff, right? Like Terrence was saying, it's like we're doing it a lot of different ways. It's like, I love Empower Network because when you come in here, we're gonna tell you, when you tell us, how should I do it? How should I build your business? And I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna be like, how do you want to build your business? How make this business fit your lifestyle, not the other way around. How do you want to live your life from now on? You know what? And then I can maybe guide you and say, hey, you know what? Hey, maybe YouTube is something that you want to look at because it fits your lifestyle, because you look like somebody who likes to video. Or we can be like, hey, you know what? You have money, and maybe solo ads is the way to go, right? Try the solo ads. It's simple. Just buy solo ads, and boom, 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 boom. You start getting daily like 100 emails, opt-ins in a day, and all of a sudden sales start coming in, right? Maybe you want to study that, right? Hey, maybe you want to be blogging every day, right? Because you love to blog. You love to blog, right? And maybe you want to do that, right? I don't know. The great thing is that you have the great decision to be able to decide however you want to live your life, however you want to design this life, right? So that's what you want to do. But keep in mind that having a bad attitude is not going to help you. But the only reason you have a bad attitude is because, you've been doing it very hard. There are better, simpler ways to do it. So once you start doing this, I'm not saying that you're not gonna have to put some, work into it or some action, some massive action. You're gonna have to put some massive action into this, okay? I'm just saying that the process is simpler than going out there and doing anything, right? This is much simpler than what I was doing in the restaurant, working, 70 to 80 hours a day, a week or something, right? This is much simpler. I'm not saying that I'm not putting action, but it's just much simpler than all the other stuff that's out there, at least from my perspective, right? So, cool, and the thing is, like, we got to give an income disclaimer, right? And I love giving this income disclaimers because, look, this is the thing. When you click on the link that is an income disclaimer, the Power Network does a live income disclaimer. So it's showing you live the actual percentages of how much people are making, right? And we're really, Power Network, we're really proud of that income disclaimer because, because you're gonna see that, fine, it might be a small percentage, but it's a bigger percentage than any other company out there. And you know what I'm saying? So, like, and as long as you're willing and want to put the work, you can do whatever you want and you can hit the goals you want. But of course, if you don't, If you don't do it, then nothing's gonna happen. So it's up to you, and that's great news. That's good news for you because it's up to you. If you really want it, if you're really willing to work hard for it, you can do this. You can do this. But nothing's gonna do. Here's a formula, really quick, and I'm gonna end it up with this formula. And I want you to follow this formula because it's worked for me, and I know it's worked for many of us right here. First of all, in order for you to start to make money, in order for all this stuff to work, you gotta do step one, which is get in. That's it. Just gotta get in. Click on the link below. Get in. Join Team Blitz. Meet us. Everything and all that stuff. Say hi in the chat room and everything. Good stuff, right? Once you get in, the second step is get all in. Right? You want to get all in. A business owner, a true entrepreneur gets all in with heart, financial, and everything. Into spiritually, everything. Get all in. Just go all in. It's gonna change your energy just like that. Right? Because you're gonna be like, I'm all in. I'm a real entrepreneur. I'm all in. Let's go for it. Let's And the third step is meeting us in Vegas. Go to all of the events. Go to the event. Go to Vegas and meet us live. Because that's what's gonna happen. Two things gonna happen. You're gonna see that this is real, and you're gonna see all the people that are real people. You're gonna get to meet us. The two, you're gonna get to meet us and see that we're real people, that we're a real team, and that we care about you. We care about your future. We care about you going somewhere, right? Getting this energy and taking it somewhere where it's gonna benefit you. With that, I'm gonna pass it back to Terrence right here. Thank you so much, Terrence, for inviting me over here to Team Blitz over here. And but go ahead and take it over, my friend.
Well, guys, you heard it. That was definitely some impactful content right there. And guys, just keep in mind, I'm not going to be long, but Nesta mentioned a great formula there, and that is the formula for any type of business, even you doing your regular business. There are events that happen, that go on for that category or topic or, business that you want to get into. I mean, the thing is with the difference with Empower, though, is that it doesn't just teach you what you need to know to make more money, whether off or online, but it actually embodies you with the fact that you need to know that what you have in here has all the potential in the world. All the potential in the world. One thing, look, I got many friends in this industry. I got people in Organo Gold, people in TLC, people in Jeunesse, people in FGX. Trust me, scattered, okay? And within the 6 years that I've been in the industry, trust me, still friends with these people. But one thing I'm going to tell you guys is that the difference that Empower, that even when Nesta mentions the compliance, number one, because again, income disclaimer, we are not typical folks. So, and these incomes, I hate to say it, are not average. You know what I mean? But even though we have to say that, to view our income disclaimer and view our average incomes, per se, because that's what they have to say, but there's no average income in Empower Network, number one. Number two, even the person who's making $25 residually, who just got started, turns that $25 into $2,500 within 30 days, if they go in and do the work. But again, not guaranteeing you that, because income disclaimer, if you see yourself as a typical being, then you will get typical results, right? So you got to be untypical. And if you see yourself working with us, if you see yourself growing, if you see yourself not comparing yourselves, right? Like trees don't compare themselves. They only rise and grow. I say it all the time. You don't see trees actually standing there. They have communication, believe it or not. Plants, everything communicates on Earth. But those trees, you don't see them or hear them. Even if you could understand their language, you don't even hear them comparing themselves. They just grow and splurt out. They expand. Too many of us are being or containing ourselves, right, in our own situations rather than expanding, right? Because even the ones who again, and that has to do with attitude. Like, if you keep feeding the problem, right? You keep feeding it and feeding it and feeding it after problem after problem after problem, your attitude will stink. And again, can you imagine if you just decide to be like, man, I've had it, enough is enough. I'm gonna fix the solution. I'm gonna fix the problem and create these and engage in these solutions that are gonna eliminate these problems. 10x. The attitude has to be 10x, right? I mean, think about it. Your attitude has to be 10x. Everything in your lives right now should be 10x right now. I wish I had met Grant Cardone back in 2005, to be honest. To be honest. But I tell you one thing, guys. There's always one person that you definitely, that will definitely wake you up. That's what I've been doing wrong. This is what I've been doing wrong. And you hear many mentors, you hear all these people, but there's just one, guys. That's why I always say you got to focus and follow one's course. You can't be scattering like a jackrabbit, jumping from Les Brown to Tony Robbins to yada yada to yada. You're gonna overwhelm yourself and you're gonna go into information overload. Some people can handle that, but most of the people can't. Most of the people can't. And I've noticed that when people, it's like trying to read 3 books. You don't finish reading the 3 books. But if you stay reading the 1 book, you focus on that 1 book, you will end it faster than you even read or attempt to read those 3 books that you still have not finished. So at the end of the day, guys, your attitude comes from within, and it's all what you think about, you bring about, right? So if you're having a tough time right now in your business, if you're having a tough time in your lives right now, at the end of the day, it's still not the last day, right? You still have another day ahead, God willing, right? So when you wake up tomorrow, wake up with a great attitude. Wake up without even worrying about who am I going to get into business today. You just go out there and do it. You just go out there and do it. Do the work. Do the work. Because work without faith is dead. Okay? We all know that. So if you have no faith in the work that you're doing, it's dead. So put the faith into it. Start believing in yourselves more. Give yourself that great attitude. Because again, business will definitely shrink you. And it will, if you're not strong, it will crush you, man. It will crush you. And you will not jump back in. You'll go back to the citizen life. That's what I call it, the citizen life. I'm not trying to live a citizen's life, man. I'm not. The 9 to 5, the coming home, the feed, the same routine. Watch the news to get a bad attitude. Come on, it's the same routine, and most of America does it. And, I don't live in Europe, so I can't speak for them. You know what I'm saying? But most of America does that. That's why we got an obesity problem. Why? Because of bad attitude. Why? Oh, I gotta feed myself. Why? Like I was talking about food. We got food all around us, but we don't even think about it because there's just an abundance of that shit all around us, right? You don't even think about the money. Guys don't even think about the money. And not that money is not everything, but think about that oxygen, right? You need that oxygen to breathe, right? Every minute, second of the day, you need that oxygen to breathe. So can you imagine? What happens when you eat your food, right? You're like, oh, God, how long could you go out without eating? What, 2 weeks? 3 weeks by the time you're dead? How long could you go out with a drink of water? 2 days? 3 days? By the time you're dead? How long could you go without oxygen? That quick. That's how you should keep the money in your mindset. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. Straight up and down. And I'll pick that up today. That is right there. It's got to be one of the most powerfulest things I've heard today. And that's why I'm always listening to people. That's why I'm always engaging with people. People who have more than me. I'm not engaging with the average person like that. I'm not. I engage with the people who got more than me because they're going to teach me something that I can give. And that's what it's all about. And, of course, it changes your attitude. It keeps your attitude at bay from being bad. I'm telling you, when you surround yourself with people who know more than you, who are making more than you, and you actually commit, you commit to that person. You commit to yourself before the person, but you're committed to become as successful or even more. It should be more, right? You just commit and you commit and you commit. Hey, that transformation will happen. Why? Because you stuck around with great people with great attitudes. Always. It could be your family. Families could bring you bad attitude, man. Your cousins will bring you bad attitude. Your friends, your co-workers. But the people you do business with, the people who have more than you, trust me, when you surround yourself with these people. When I go to Vegas this week, I'm blessed to be surrounded and hanging with Kevin Madison, a millionaire, who's a consultant, who gets inspired by me, who I met through Periscope. Another person, Saint, who has his own t-shirt business, who's just created a magazine. These are people with great attitudes, who are entrepreneurs, who at the same time, we can all build leverage off of each other. Why? Because of the great attitude. Remember, it's not just about Empower Network, though, guys. Empower Network is just the element, right? It's just that element, like fire, water, sun, right? It's just that element, right? That's what Empower Network is. You embody it, you take it, you wrap it up, and you go. And you go. That's how I'm doing it. That's how I'm doing it. Because I'm telling you, this is the second half, and I said it already. I will have 100K by the end of this year, and I'm not even playing. You know why? Because the attitude that I had back then is what prevented me from generating what I should have right now. And maybe for you too, Nesta. And maybe for you too, Teresa. Maybe for Katrina. Maybe for Elliot. Well, Elliot just joined, but he's been in the business already. Xavier, Danielle, Jailene, Jamie. I mean, don't know. But think about it, though. Think about that. Maybe you guys who's watching out there in internet land, you guys watching out there on YouTube, you guys who's going to be watching the replay or watching the replay right now, maybe you guys, think about that for a second. So just like I said before, that oxygen goes, that's how quick it takes you to die. When there's no oxygen, one breath, you're done. No water, 2-3 days, dead. No food, 2 to 3 weeks. You can go without food, maybe, depending on your health. But think about the oxygen, because if you think of money as something you need, like that oxygen, man, you will do whatever it takes. You will do whatever it takes, because that'll be like me holding your head on the water. What's the first thing you're gonna do? You're not thinking about nothing else but coming up for air. So think about it, guys. That is great attitude. So with that being said, click the link down below. Get started with Team Blitz tonight. So this way we can shift that bad attitude, and maybe your attitude ain't bad. Maybe your attitude stinks. Maybe your attitude is just there. Or maybe you're surrounded with someone who's giving you attitude after attitude, and you're not even giving it to them, but they're giving it to you. And you're trying to be that humble person. So look, at the end of the day, if you're this individual who's watching this right now, you deserve it. Click the link down below, that big yellow button down below. Get started. All right? Join Team Blitz. Fill out the secured form. All right? And one of us will reach out to you via email and phone. And I'll follow up. Nessa will follow up. Teresa will follow up. Katrina Russell and the other members who couldn't be here tonight. But just like Nesta said, you got to do step 1, step 2, and step 3. You got to join, sign up. You got to get all in, okay? Like really get all in. Put a schedule down of when you will be able to get all in, okay? So that way you could get all of the money. And number 3, like oxygen, you need all of it as much as we can. And number 3, get your fannies to the event. If you can't make it to this Las Vegas event that's happening on Thursday through Sunday, you can definitely get to the one in October, okay? Because I believe it'll be October or ending September, but most likely October. But you gotta sign up now, okay? It's $25, $17, I believe. I don't know exactly what link it is, but either or, $25 you spend more on lunch for the week, and $17, much more on gas. Okay, I can't even remember the last time you could fill up your tank. I mean, when I got my license, it was $20 to fill up the tank. And that was back when I was 27, because I didn't get my license when I was 16, 17. You know, I didn't want to lose it too early. I saw a lot of my young friends losing their licenses, already suspended by the time they were 20. You know what I'm saying? For doing the nonsense. And I was doing nonsense already. I just didn't need a car. I said, I'm going to just take the subway, we'll take the bus, do what I got to do. I don't need no car. And I got my license at the age of 27. So, you know, could you imagine filling up your gas tank with $17 these days? Holy Toledo, Catwoman, Batman, and Robin. Shit. Well, with that being said, guys, I love you guys. I'll see you guys on the next Hangout Wednesday night. I'll be doing it out of Las Vegas. I'm super excited about that. Most likely out of the hotel lobby, maybe out of the pool. I think I might just do it out of the pool just to tease you guys a bit. Maybe to get that fire burning under your panties, you know? Do it right by the pool because it's a beautiful pool, beautiful background. And I'm going to tell you guys something. When you guys miss these type of events and you guys don't show up and are not there, look, there's no one that you can blame but yourself. You can't blame me. You can't blame Lester. You can't blame Teresa. Look, Teresa's getting out there. Didn't even know how she was going to get out there, but she's driving out there now, and now she's going within a week's time. Like, come on, guys. Get to the event. But get started tonight. Sign up, okay? And have a great attitude about yourself.
24-hour drive for me.
21-hour drive.
Yeah. 24.
24-hour drive.
Yep.
Look at that, guys. 24-hour drive. And could
All
you
right.
imagine the attitude? Could you imagine the attitude she's gonna have to go through? The transformations of going through that journey. Other drivers with stink attitude. Other people who probably slow down in front of you for no apparent reason. You know, but you always got to stay clear of that mindset and just flow, right? You flow against the current because we only know that dead fish flow with the current. And I know none of you guys are watching, and you guys in the panel are not dead fish. So with that being said, because if you were, you'll be having a lot of flies like they are on shit. I'll see you guys on the next Hangout. It's Wednesday night.